Welcome to Learning Unit 2, Theme 2, Nonverbal Communication. Our learning outcomes today is to differentiate between verbal and nonverbal communication within the intercultural communication context. We'll be explaining the functions of nonverbal behavior in communication. We can discuss the cultural differences in nonverbal behavior and specifically note the nonverbal codes. And lastly, critically discuss how nonverbal communication can influence cultural stereotypes. We're on page 111 in your textbook. This is chapter 6. Let's get started. So firstly, we can define nonverbal communication as communication that means other than language. You would have learned this in your Communication Science 1A work, which is to say it's everything to do that is other than words, which is the verbal communication. So we're looking at facial expressions, personal space, eye contact, the use of time. All of these things make up nonverbal communication. Nonverbal communication is very important, and it's a way of transmitting our meaning in terms of the high context sort of way, the indirect way. It is all to do with more the body language, and people tend to trust more your nonverbal communication than your verbal communication. If you're still really confused about it, make sure you bring this up with your lecturer, what exactly is nonverbal communication. And you can also note the differences of it and the uses of nonverbal communication at the bottom of the page on page 111 to 112. So this is to repeat and reinforce what is said verbally, like oculesics, which is to do the eyes, kinesics, chronemics, and proxemics, and haptics, vocalics. So this is everything you should remember from your nonverbal communication and Communication Science 1A. In the next part of our work, we're going to be looking at comparing the differences between verbal and nonverbal communication.